Today is the first day of Chapter 6. We're doing 6.1. This lesson is all about polygons. We're going to jump right into some definitions. A polygon is a figure formed by 3 or more segments. So like, for example, a triangle is still a polygon because it has 3 segments. There are a few posters around the room that say polygons. Probably the easiest one to see is the black one right there, bottom right black. Thank you. We classify polygons by how many sides it has. So starting with 3 sides is a triangle. And then it goes on and on from there. We'll get to those in just a second. So this polygon, we name polygons by the letters that appear at each vertex. Okay? So this is polygon P, Q, R, S, T. The sides are the segments in the polygon. So the sides of this polygon are segment PQ, segment QR, segment RS, segment ST, and segment TP. Each vertex is an endpoint where the sides of the polygon intersect. So those points, point P, point Q, point R, point S, point T. And diagonals are segments that join non-consecutive. This word is vertices. It's vertex made plural. It's not vertexes. It's vertices. So today we're going to look at what makes a figure a polygon. So in order to be a polygon, a few things have to be happening. The first one is that it must have only segments, so no curves. The second is that each must intersect only 2 other sides at their endpoints. And I'll show you what that means in just a second. So basically, you cannot have something like that. Okay? Because these are segments, but they're not meeting at their endpoint. So the sides can't cross. You also can't have something like that because these 2 segments aren't even intersecting at all. Okay? So they have to touch, and they have to touch at the endpoint. So you can't leave it like hanging open, and you can't have any crisscrossing. Questions? No? Alright, so is the figure a polygon, and explain, is number 1 a polygon?
Yes.
It is. All the segments, all the sides are segments, they're straight, no curves, and they're all touching at the endpoints.
Whoa.
So yes, all sides are segments and intersect exactly 2 sides at their endpoints.
I was showing you.
All right, and number 2, why?
No, because it looks like a ticket.
It looks like a ticket, which I understand what you're saying. But the actual answer is that the sides are not segments. Or you could say that the sides have curves. So it's going to be a no, and the reason is that not all sides intersect 2 sides at their endpoints. So that's exactly why we were saying you need both parts in the previous one, because if you just said like all sides are segments, well, these are all segments. The problem is that they're not intersecting exactly 2 sides at their endpoints because these 2 are not intersecting at all. All right. Number 4.
Even though it looks weird with never.
It looks weird.
I'm talking about number 4.
That's
That's
yes,
easy,
because
yes.
all of them touch it and all of them.
It's still a yes.
No curve, they just pointed.
Right. They're pointed inward, which will have a special name. But for now, just recognize that they are segments and they are intersecting at the endpoints. So we classify polygons based on the number of sides. So a few of these I'm sure you've heard of. 3 sides is a triangle. 4 sides, quad means 4, right? Quadrilateral. 4 sides. Pentagon. There's one in DC. Anybody been there?
Me, I've been there.
It's a government building. It has 5 sides, right?
White House now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going there.
All right. Shh. So I think those 3 are kind of the easier ones. Octagon usually people get because like octopus has 8 legs. Octagon. These 2 are the ones I see students struggle with a lot. Yeah. So chill out. Chill out. So the way I remember this one is the X. 6 has an X in it. Hexagon has an X in it. It's the only one with an X. X is a very rare letter. Heptagon, I don't really have a memory trick. Hepta, 7. Octagon, like a stop sign. Yes. Octopus has 8 legs. Octagon. Octa means 8. Now, anything that's greater than 9 sides, we say the number, and then you put the word gon after it. Like a 9 gon. A 10 has its own special one. 11 gon, 15 gon, 100 gon. If it had 3 sides, we call it a triangle. There's no 3 gon. 10 is a decagon, like a decade. I don't know why it's not on this chart. If you said 10 gon, I would give it to you. That is a transformer. Yeah. Yeah. Deca, like a decade, 10 years. So number 5 says, tell how many sides a polygon has and what type of polygon it is. So just count them.
Hexagon.
It has 6 sides. We call that a hexagon. State the 2 ways to name the polygon using its vertices. So I usually go one way, then the other way. Yeah. So we can start with, I usually find the first letter of the alphabet. Okay. So A, B, C, D, E, F. You could start at A again and then just go the other way. So A, F, E, D, C, B. You could start at the B and go around. You could start at the C and go around. You can start at the D and go this way. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're going either clockwise or counterclockwise. Don't jump all around the figure, all right?
Start at F.
You could start at F and go to A, B, C, D, E, or you could start at F and go to E, D, C, B, A. You know what I mean? You got to pick a direction. All right, and number 7 says name all the diagonals that have vertex C as an endpoint. Remember, a diagonal starts at a vertex and goes across. It can't go to B because that's a side. It can't be a side and a vertex. So you can't go to like the next door neighbor. You got to go to the next one.
So it's 3.
So there are 3 of them, and they are CA, CF, CE. Of course, you could go the other way, AC, FC, EC if you wanted, but I'd probably put C in the front just because that's where we're starting. What are your questions?
Why you start with
So 2 parts to each answer no matter what. If yes, what? If no, why?
Yes.
All right, is this a polygon?
Yes.
What kind?
A quad.
Quadrilateral. Good. Because it has 4 sides and all the sides connect at the endpoints. Is this a polygon?
No, it's nothing because it got curved.
Curves. Good. You could say it has curves, or you could say not all sides are segments. All right, questions on 8 and 9.
No.
Number 10.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a yes.
No.
It's a pentagon. It's a pentagon.
Pentagon. Yes, it's a pentagon. 5 sides. And number 11.
Yes.
No,
No.
that's the whatchamacallit now.
Yes.
That's all because it don't connect. It don't connect, so it's not right.
It's hexagon.
It's only two. It's the two-gon.
It's a
It's
no.
6 sides.
It's
It's
a
a
triangle. It's triangle.
It's
No,
a
the
hexagon.
answer is no.
The answer is no. Because remember, they have to intersect at their end points. Okay?
Triangle.
This is not an end. This is not too small. It's not like here's a segment, here's a segment. This is one long segment.
Oh, so
Okay?
like X with
So
all
you
of
could
it.
say no, not all sides intersect at the end points, or no, several sides intersect with more than 2 other sides. Honestly, I would take like no, the sides, you know, they like crisscross or they intersect in the middle, something like that. You can use your own sort of vocabulary on this. I won't be too picky, but basically you have to explain to me that the reason is that they're crossing too many times or they're not crossing in the right spot. And don't say cross, say intersect. We're getting fancy. We did this first semester. You had 3 angles, they add to 180. The sum of the measures of the interior angles of a quadrilateral. How many triangles are here? 2 triangles. So if each triangle is 180, what's 180 and 180? 360.
I had an Xbox 360.
So the 4 angles of a quadrilateral are going to add to 360. And the reason is basically it's 2 triangles. We already know that the interior angles of a triangle add to 180. All right. Here's the, did you still need that? 360, 360, 180. I mean 180, 180, 360.
Got it.
Number 12. Find the measure of angle A. So these all add to what? What'd you just write down? All 4 angles should add to 360. So I'm going to start with 360. I'm going to subtract the 3 angles I know. That'll leave me with the angle that I do not know. 110. Yeah. If you add those together first, you get 250. 360 minus 250 is 110. Or just use your calculator. Minus, minus, minus. All right, number 13. Same idea. What am I going to start with? 360. Then what?
Wait a minute. Minus 201.
Minus, minus, minus. What's the box? 90. Good. So we're going to start at 360. We're going to subtract 92. We're going to subtract 99. We're going to subtract 90. And it is 79. Yes, you could add those 3 together and subtract that one number from 360. You get the same thing.
Woo, last 2.
All right, number 14. Now I'm seeing X's. Anytime you see an X, what should you do? Anytime you see X's, what are we going to do? Write an equation. So same idea. This guy plus this guy plus this guy plus this guy equals what? 360. So 7x plus 90 plus 70 plus 130 equals 360. These are all like terms, so you can go ahead and add them after you write the equation in your notes. I'll give you a second. It's a pretty long equation.
290
Yes, so you get 290.
plus 7x equals 360 minus that is going to be
Subtract 290, what do you get?
160. No.
70.
Oh, 70.
I knew it. I told you we were retarded no more.
That word is not allowed in this class. Please refrain in the future. All right, so x equals 10. Now, if you want to check this, plug 10 in here, add these four numbers together, and if you don't get 360, you've made a mistake. Questions? All right. Here, I'll go back. That was kind of quick. You missed one, I think. Did you get the 90?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, again, we're just going to add the four angles. Even though there's not a number here, we know it's a 90-degree angle. It doesn't really matter where you start. It looks like mine are kind of out of order. The 90 first, then shoot across, then back. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's all addition, so it's commutative, whatever order you want. Now we're going to combine the like terms. So what's x plus x? 2x. What's 90 plus 10 plus 38 plus 72?
100.
Yeah, 210. So you're going to get 2x plus 210 equals 360. From here, it's pretty simple.
Subtract the 210.
Subtract.
Yeah, you should get an answer for that. Yeah, you gotta divide. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's gonna be 65.
Perfect. Any questions on today's notes?
No, ma'am.
All right, that is all for today. Here comes your homework.